Love is not something we find, it is something we become. Living life as art.
Hello, I would like to tell you today a little bit about the artists that are featured in my exhibition, because this journey is not just about me and my art. This journey is about you. This journey is about your journey, your soul journey, and how you take that, how you live that. That's what all my work is about. That's what gets me excited. So I'm really looking forward to sharing just a little bit about what this is. Now, I'm in this section of the exhibition, which is actually part of Journey 2 in my Oracle deck, the Soul Prophecy Oracle, which is available now. Check the links below. And I wanted to just really feature and say thank you to the other artists who have come in and participated in the art wall feature of the guest artists. Now, it has been 12 artists, each in their different ways. Some are writers, some are performers, some are illustrators. Some have been working with me for a year or several years, and so that creative essence, that flow is starting to ignite within them. They're starting to see what that true soul journey is like to living as art. This is what this is all about. So I come here, I return to this space because this is where, in this section, when I started illustrating the red, black and white series of the Oracle, all these women started stepping forward and saying, hey, can I have my portrait? Hey, can I have my portrait, my soul portrait done? And so I invited women back, I invited everybody back and to be part of the exhibition. And I really want to give an extra thank you and feature for the people who stepped forward and said, yeah, I want to be part of your exhibition, which is great. So in chronological order, according to the Oracle, and it starts here, you can see some of the women are here. So for example, this is the artwork of, I'll make the list in a minute, sorry, the artwork of Sifra Nota, who is in number 16. And then we have Carolina Verdonk, who is card number 20 in the back here, card number 20. And we have Sapna Bhatiani, card 21, and Shakti Sundari, who is in card 23. And then if we come over, continue the journey, we have Katie White, who is in card 31. And let me take you in here. We come into the Siren's Cave. I've actually got Selma Vasanar, who is in card 33. That wasn't the final edition that is actually published in the Oracle, which became this. It was a whole journey with the Sirens. I'm going to have to make a whole new video about that. But she came in as part of that journey. And then when we go through the veil, we also see Selma in her portrait here in card 38. Some people have joined me for a longer journey and participated. They wanted more than one portrait, so they wanted to really experience that evolution. And then we come to Alistair, who you may probably know already from helping me make the videos. My beloved stepped in, there we go, and had his portrait done as well. Oh, here he is again. Oh yeah, and here's Selma again as well. So these people, what's really beautiful about this journey is that these people are actually part of the journey. Not only have they received a soul prophecy portrait, which is a profound soul healing in itself. It really combines that channeling of wisdom into the art, onto the page, for something for you to keep and work with yourself. So we had Alistair, and then we have Marianne here. We have Marianne. Oh, we actually see Katie again, like I told you. So people will appear several times. Marianne is actually also in this card, which is the Earthlight tribe. So then we also have, featuring Tamara in the blue here, beautiful voice chakra, Tamara Butterfly. And Alexi, if I can come right up to the top here. There's Alexi here. You're gonna have to come into the exhibition to experience this rainbow body for yourself. And then we have Rahina. I'm gonna have to stretch this as high as I can get. Rahina is part of the Sisterhood of the Oracle, which I have named the Galactic Gateway because it's like right up here, going up through all the chakras, up to, can we see it? Yeah, the sisterhood. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's what it's like when you're working with the chakra system, 18 chakras. You go through the whole thing. So here we are over at the guest feature wall, where all of these beautiful people, so we have Sifra Nota, Carolina Verdonk, Sapna Bhatiani, Shakti Sundari, Katie White, Selma Vasanar, Caroline Shea, Alistair McLean, Marianne Housing, Tamara Butterfly, Alexi Watson, and Rahina Atienza. Oh my goodness, I forgot to show you Caroline Shea's piece of artwork as well. Really like amazing, beautiful woman. Here she is. This is her piece here. Yeah. So all of these people stepped forward and said, hey, yeah, I'm going to be part of your guest art wall. And so I said to them, it doesn't matter what you share. What it matters is that you share your voice, that you share that part of your soul that wants to be expressed. So we have, for example, here we have Shakti Sundari. She has shared a piece of work from her book. Her book is called Rapture. This is the rapture you were born for. Like, how does it get any better than that? So all of her work is about the healing of the relationships, but you know, masculine and feminine. She's a tantrika. She's an incredible bright spark, and her portrait is actually called Divine Spark. What I have found is that there's this beautiful connection between everybody who stepped in and said, yeah, I'm going to have my portrait done with you, and the energy that channeled through that, and how it's incredibly participated towards this journey of evolution that is for the teaching for humanity. Like, how do we get back to our own hearts? How do we live our hearts? So here we have an extract from Shakti's book that is highlighted here along with her portrait. You can read about her. This is what I really wanted to do with everybody, is like, everybody's a creator, everybody's got this creative energy inside of themselves. And I love in my work giving opportunities for others to shine their light and show the greatness of who they are. And you know, it's not every day we get a chance to be part of an exhibition or have an exhibition, and I really, really wanted to share that for those who wanted to step in. So I'm celebrating you here. This is Katie White's work. She's been journeying with me as well for the last year. She's in 3 of the portraits, and she's shared a beautiful piece of poetry here as well about the returning to the truth of who we are, returning to that remembering, that spark that ignites, and learning that the way in is the way out. And it's funny because also I put over there in the exhibition, the way out is the way in. And it is this journey of going inside, coming outside, going inside, coming outside. And this is what ignites the recognition of the soul and how we learn to work with the soul journey. So here we have Lexi. She's also one of, I don't really want to say students because I work in a very different way. It's not really like a training. It's like, are you ready for your soul path kind of thing. But Alexi, yeah, she's also on my chalice training work with my group of women. And you can see actually there's very much similarity in the colours between her portrait and the artwork that she shared here. And this is about, you know, becoming in touch with the art, becoming in touch with the bright colours, allowing that to come through, allowing that fire and water to become that alchemy. That's part of what I teach with my work with the chalice and the embodiment of that, because all of my work is about this is great, but how do we embody it? Like, doing the spiritual journey is great and all this magical stuff, but how do we embody it and live it? And that's what my work is about. So coming down here to Tamara, butterfly, it was so clear that in her portrait that the butterfly wanted to be there. She's in card 52, and this resonance field of the illuminated soul working through the art. Beyond the canvas, I express this cosmic frequency through sound, through voice, soul language. This is what it's about. And again, she has sent us in a piece of work with the rose and the chalice, which is so significant, and the diamond consciousness. This is really what is in my oracle as well. It's not just in the oracle, there's the coding in there for you to take the journey, for that to ignite within you, and this guidance that leads you through. So if I come down to Alistair now, Alistair, my beloved, he's in, I put 6 here, but he's actually in 7, 7 of them, because he brings in that essence of that sacred masculine, the masculine who's really standing for the feminine and saying, hey, we're doing this together, we're rising together, and how do we do that? And bringing in this profound wisdom of the healing of the snake and the wisdom of the sword, the masculine energy of the sword, and also that healing journey that we take through snake wisdom. He works with animal wisdom very profoundly. He's taught me so much about animal wisdom and so much more. So he's taught me so much about love. He's taught me so much about trusting the masculine again, healing through the wisdom of the masculine, because, you know, we can't do it all on our own, women. You know, there comes a point where we have to learn to trust again, learn to meet again, and learn to alchemize again in a very, very pure way. So let's move on to Selma now. Selma, she came in and they had, with her partner, who's also in the oracle, this expression of man meeting woman, as well as her own portrait, which was very much about rising, the feminine rising. How do we do this? The beat of the heart. And here she says, the shift from meeting myself to standing for myself. And she's also in the chalice work with me, the chalice initiation work. And so through that, she has also discovered a way for herself to work with art, to work with watercolors. And it's not just about picking, for me, it's never about, right, okay, we're going to do a watercolor session, or going to teach you how to write poetry, or it's never about that with me. It's so much deeper. We had an initiation at this beach in Wales. We did some very profound work here. And from that, for her embodiment, she's taken this further and is working with the element of water and working with the way of illustrating and on the page to describe what she's feeling and bringing that out onto the page to further embody and integrate the work. So let's move on now to Marianne. Marianne, she's an incredible guide for me, an incredible medicine woman. She's actually a fairly well-known medicine woman from the Netherlands, and she's absolute gold. Like, this woman is gold. So, and actually, you know, she's a version of gold here. She's card number 55, as well for the vessel of divinity in the oracle, as well as the Earthlight tribe. This is really the energy that she holds, is the energy of eldership energy, this reclamation of eldership, and the power of plants, the power of the light of the earth, the power of looking after sacred earth and all the plants and the wisdom that come with that. And so she's created this as part of her work, not only as a spirit guide for trees and a herbalist, spirit herbalist, and what do I want to say? Channeler for the spirit guides of the plants and the herb world. She creates these beautiful collages, which are in themselves like maps. And in a similar way to how I work and put things on the page, she does this in a collage way. So you can see here that she's bringing through this really powerful ancient coding, this ancient vibration of us connecting back into the earth. Again, linking back to her card in the oracle, the earth light tribes. Now, this is why I'm highlighting the people who have come in to be featured on the artist wall, because everybody in the oracle has played such a powerful part of the journey, and there's so many gifts that they have to share with the world, to share with you about the work that they're doing. It's just incredible. So let's come down to here. We've got Rahina Atienza, and she is in what I couldn't show you earlier because it was too high up, the sisterhood card. So there's 13 sisters in here, and this card was so prolific for me to make. It was the first joint portrait that I had made with 13 people. And so here she has also made her own portrait using another illustration that I did that wasn't used in the oracle in the end, but making a collage here, like a vision board, sort of describing, and she's asking the question, what's my purpose? You know, that is such a great question to ask the oracle, to ask the soul prophecy oracle, what is my purpose? Because when we come into union, communion with ourselves, our true purpose starts revealing itself. And this is part of the power of how I work, because it's more than just an oracle reading or a card reading or a tarot reading. It's like, it's a real deep soul reading where the revelations of why you're here, what you came here to do, really, really start revealing themselves. So next one I want to come down to is Sapna Bhattiani, card 21. She was in the red, black and white series, one of the early cards that I showed you earlier. And yeah, Sapna, like, I grew up with Sapna. Really, like, dear to my heart. I really hope to meet you again one day, Sapna. I'm so glad you're a part of this oracle. And she's an energy healer and a Reiki master, and does really beautiful, beautiful work with the body, with the energy healing systems. And in her card, it's called Mirror Memories. So there's this memory from me of having, you know, Sapna was my friend growing up, a really close friend at primary school. And those memories of the people that we meet, these memories of the people who touch our lives in beautiful ways and inform our lives, so that we can grow into, you know, taking our own journey and becoming the greatest version of ourselves. And this is what this is about, remembering ourselves in the mirror. So she's an energy healer and works through, you know, the universal energies and the circuits of the body as a deep ancestral healing and opening to a greater consciousness. Okay, I'm just going to shift sides now. So we're almost there, celebrating everybody. I love doing that. And if you fancy celebrating the exhibition, come to the party. There's still some spaces on the 3rd of July. So I really look forward to celebrating more with everyone. So now I just want to come down to, I want to come down to Sifra Nota here. So Sifra Nota she was at the beginning, shared card number 16, Primal Heart. So I actually helped Sifra edit her book, which is called The Return of the Embodied Feminine. And she has an extract here of the book. From her book, The Return of the Embodied Feminine. There's an extract here and a beautiful poem. So I really encourage you to also get hold of that book and to read a copy for yourself. Now, what I found beautiful about my connection with Sifra is that, and this came into the card, that there's this primal energy, this primal life force. And this is why her card's called the Primal Heart. This force that is beyond us, that calls us to live the true nature of who we are, calls us in to take that journey, that heartbeat. You can see like this resonance, the resonance field of this remembrance to meet yourself in the heart and to take that journey. Okay. Next one, we come on to Caroline Shea. And she is actually born on the same day as me, 12 years apart. I know. Seriously, the miracles of things that have happened in meeting all these people. I've worked with over 50 people in these portraits. The miracles, the synchronicities, the timings, the teachings, and the reverence to the journey that has emerged. You can't make this up. It's just beyond me. That's why I wanted to really feature and celebrate all of these people who have been part of it. So Caroline Shea, I showed you her beautiful artwork earlier. She's actually had 2 portraits with me, and this is the one that came into the exhibition. And she shared a piece of her work here called The Soul Mission. And living that mission, living that time, and remembering who we truly are. And this is what her card is about. It's about this ignition and remembrance of the ancient arts of who we are, and connecting through the soul to that, and through that into love and how to live that. Now, what was amazing about meeting Caroline was that when I was going through a very hard time, she said, "You're going to come for a soul session with me." And I had an incredible soul session with her. And it really cleared what was wanting to be leaving from my life. At that time, I was in a narcissistic abusive marriage. And this soul healing really allowed space to come into my body, and allowed that to really start leaving me very quickly, because I became aware in that rupture that something more profound wanted to move through me, be expressed through me, and that I was not to be lost in what I thought was a rupture of a relationship. It was not about that. It was about becoming me, becoming in alignment with the true purpose of what I'm meant to be here. Again, another big long video I could make. So the next one I want to share, I think we've covered everybody. Yeah, the last one I want to share, but by no means the least, is Carolina Verdonk. She's got 2 portraits in here. The first one that she asked me to do was for the Sun Star Armada. This is the sacral chakra in the rainbow body. And then she also stepped in to card number 20. Now, I've worked with her for over 4 years, I think, in various different trainings that I've done. And she's kept stepping into her yes, first and foremost. And now she's working with me in the Chalice program as well. And she's also become my director of operations. She's part of the team for the Soul Prophecy, for the exhibition, and for this work that we're birthing forward. So she's really incredible. She's a miracle to this project and to this oracle in herself, as well as doing her own soul journey. And so her quote is, something in me said, "This is it." She knows, she gets it. So I joined the journey of the Soul Prophecy. And I think this is it, is like, it's not like a choice, it becomes a calling. And this is how I work with people. It's this calling. Can you feel it? Can you feel enough of your soul to say, I'm going to say yes to my soul journey now, and discover what that means? So she has 3 pieces of work here that she's developing at the moment as part of her mapping, her own soul mapping journey, and what is coming through. Because when I work with women, you know, one of the things that's been very important to me has been realizing, well, you know, we can go to workshops, we can have experiences, we can go on retreats, but how do you bring it home? How do you bring it home and make that your everyday life? When I first started this, working like this, and yeah, sure, I went to loads of retreats and workshops, and there comes a point where it's like that which is ignited in that space has to come home. That bridge has to be created. And so I also then realised, well, you know, there's so many, it answered one of my questions. There's so many women who go through these experiences and they're still like, no, I can't draw, I can't paint. It's like, there's a problem here, because the core fundamental, one of the core fundamental parts of woman is creation. So if you're not creating and you don't know how to tap into that creative life force, there's something missing. And that's what I'm passionate about, because when you start tapping into the true core of the creative life force and not using and abusing it, but following it as a frequency into the heart, this is where radical transformation happens. And you become a vessel of creation, a vessel of divinity. And this is why I work, well, this is the chalice told me to work with it. This is part of why the work I do is with the chalice, because it's that reclamation of the body. You become the chalice again, you become the creatrix again, you discover what your journey is again. It's all about the power that resides within you and how you ignite that. And that is part of what this feature wall of these people, these beautiful people who are part of the Oracle, is about. Featuring your work, your journey, and how beautiful you are as a soul, and honouring everybody's journey of where they're at right now, and also saying, are you ready to go the next step? And I think this, for me as a pioneer of this frequency, you know, that we're stepping into of New Earth, it's not an illusion, it's not a fantasy, it's not just a, oh, I meditated and I saw this. It's like, what does it actually take to live it and to breathe it and become it and embody it? So all of these people in their own ways are describing the embodied experience. And I really just want to say thank you. Thank you to all of you for being the feature artists in my exhibition, because together we create something so much greater when we learn how to really work together and value each other and allow the gifts that we are to come through. So get in touch with me if you want to work deeper with me, or if you would like a copy of the Soul Prophecy Oracle to discover what this journey is all about and how to ignite that yes in yourself for your own soul prophecy journey. Get in touch. All the links will be below. And if you fancy meeting me in person and having your soul prophecy oracle signed, come and be part of the art. Be part of the art party on the 3rd of July here, where you will learn more and go deeper more into the story of what this is all about. So there's a calling in your heart. If you feel it, say yes, come along, meet me, and yeah, let's take the next steps together. So much love, so much gratitude, and see you soon.